said that she hate me, I hate me too. I can always tell when you're lying, girl, you're see-through.
For the past few years, I've been putting on muscle. And although I'm still a few years away from my ideal physique, I have been able to transform myself from a tall, lengthy kid with a zero muscle mass to someone with an above average physique. In today's video, I'm going to go over the exact things that I focused on to help me see progress in the gym.
She just won't please me, she look in my eyes, told me why are you bleeding? And I don't even know how to answer. I take these drugs to my bladder. She says she noticed a pattern.
The fitness industry is full of a ton of fluff. And I'm not talking about those stupid ad zappers that you used to see on the shopping channel, or that if you work out on a full moon, you increase your testosterone. I'm talking about these tips and tricks that all these other influencers are talking about, like meal frequency, special diets, or the specific technique that you need to do when you're weightlifting. The truth is, some of these things actually work. And if you're an advanced lifter, they may be worth looking into. However, these influencers give them way too much attention. They talk about them because they're sexy and get all the views, while the fundamentals stay in the dark. The problem is when you put all your focus on these quick tips and don't focus on the fundamentals, you're actually going to see less results than you would if you reverse these roles.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it because you all cap like.
You know those workouts that just beat the shit out of you? That was definitely one of those. I switched up my routine the other day. This was my first workout with it and got a lot more compound, heavier lifts in it. So I'm excited. The program is meant for hypertrophy. And I'm probably not going to put on a whole lot of muscle because I am in a cut, but I should be able to keep on what I have and then have a good base when I go back on my next bulk.
Just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving what we doing.
For lunch today, I got some steak and some rice going on. And bro, let me tell you, it is a massive steak, so I'm pretty pumped for this meal. I'm actually out of food after this, so I definitely need to go hit the grocery store. The biggest fundamental that people often overlook is diet. There's a ton of junk out there on this subject, and that's because it's a big money maker. Billions of dollars are spent every year by people trying to lose weight. This has created a lot of special diets that a lot of people follow that yield little results. There are two fundamentals that you need to focus on when it comes to your diet. I've gained 35 pounds, lost 25 pounds, gained another 15 pounds, all because I'm anal about these two things. The first one is calories. You need to be eating the right amount of calories to reach your goal. If you're serious about building muscle, then you need to track your calories. It's not actually that hard. There's a lot of apps out there these days that make it quick and simple.
The second part of this is you need to make sure that you're eating enough protein. Protein is what the body needs to grow, and if you're not getting enough, then you're not going to optimize your muscle growth. You should be aiming for around 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. This will ensure that you're giving your body the protein it needs to maximize muscle growth. Aside from this, you also want to make sure you're generally eating healthy. If your calories come from food that is high in added sugar, especially during a cut, you will not get enough micronutrients. Now, Diet is important, but working out is equally as important. It is what's going to give your muscles a reason to grow. For starters, you need to resistance train at least 3 times a week. Focus on proper form. This will help you avoid injuries that will keep you out of the gym and delay your progress. You also need to track your workouts to ensure that you're hitting progressive overload. Progressive overload is basically lifting more weight or more reps every week that you do an exercise. This is one of the most important things that you need to be doing to ensure that your muscles grow. Another thing that you can do to ensure you're getting progressive overload is slow down your tempo, which is basically how fast you're lifting and lowering the weight. And lastly, when it comes to working out, compound lifts are king. You need to make sure they're at the core of your exercise program. If you notice from my workout earlier today, I had 3 compound lifts. The rest were isolation.
Speaking of working out, I'm actually becoming a personal trainer. A lot of the tips in this video are things that I've learned from that course. I've also started a free fitness accountability group on Discord. I would love to have you guys there. It's completely free. Just wanted to give a space for everyone to reach their fitness goals. When you're working out, you're actually putting your body in a catabolic state, which basically means it's breaking down. Now, this is necessary for building muscle, as that stress is what's required to make your muscles grow. However, your body doesn't actually grow when you're working out. This happens when you're at rest. One of the best things that you can do for building muscle is get good sleep. When you sleep, you're in an anabolic state, meaning that your body is repairing itself and growing. If you're not sleeping well, your body isn't going to be able to do this effectively, meaning that you won't be optimizing your muscle growth. Some of the things that I do to ensure I'm getting a better sleep is 1, take a magnesium supplement. This is a great way to get a better sleep. Aside from that, I also make my phone screen red an hour before I go to sleep. This is because blue light stops the production of melatonin. Electronic devices like your phone give off a ton of blue light. There is a night mode on most phones, however, this isn't very effective. What I found works best for myself is to make my phone screen red. This is because red light, when it's dim, doesn't stop the production of melatonin like other colors of light, at least not as harsh. So how I made my phone screen red is go into my accessibility settings and then turn on the red color filter. Then I created a shortcut that turns my phone screen red when I click the power button 3 times. Another thing you can do to get a better sleep is making sure that your room is the right temperature. It should be between 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. That's 60 to 67 Fahrenheit for you Americans. I also aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every night, no matter if it's during the week or the weekend. This keeps my circadian rhythm in check. And lastly, viewing sunlight in the morning can help set your internal clock. One of the biggest hacks that I use for both the bank account and to up my protein intake is rotisserie chickens. They're cheap and full of protein, and also if you don't like to cook, they're a quick and easy meal. I usually buy a couple a week and then meal prep with them. Something you hear a lot about in the fitness space is supplementation, and honestly, a lot of supplements are a waste of money. That being said, there are a few supplements that I do recommend taking. The first being creatine monohydrate. This is probably the best legal supplement for building muscle. I also take the magnesium that I showed you earlier about sleep. Aside from this, I have a coffee in the morning, which helps me with my morning fast as it makes me less hungry. I will also have caffeine before the gym. A few other things inside of a pre-workout that will also help you with your lifts. If you don't currently drink caffeine, I wouldn't honestly get into it or get a stim-free pre-workout, as it definitely will give you a caffeine addiction. However, if you're already drinking caffeine, I'd recommend having pre-workout, especially on those days where you don't really feel like going to the gym. The other supplement that you really should be taking is a form of protein. You don't need this every day. However, if you're tracking your calories and you're going to be low on protein, then you need to supplement with it. I use whey protein. Honestly, the brand doesn't really matter. Just find one that you like. You can also throw this in like smoothies and stuff like that. There's also protein ice cream, protein bars, all of those sort of things. Again, sticking to whole foods that are natural is always going to be best. However, if you're short on your protein goal, then definitely take a protein shake or bar or something like that. I would stay away from the weight gain shakes as they're kind of full of junk anyways in terms of calories. So you're much better getting that out of food or making your own high in calorie protein shake. And lastly, I honestly don't take this one yet. However, I definitely need to find a spot down here in Argentina that sells a good one. That's a multivitamin. As I said earlier when it came to the diet, if your diet consists of more than 10% added sugar, you're likely going to eat too many calories or not get enough micronutrients in your diet. This is where multivitamin comes in handy. When it comes to choosing a multivitamin, you're going to be best to find one for your gender. Obviously, women are going to need things in different proportions to men in order to be healthy. So it's important you find one for your specific gender. Aside from this, I'm honestly no expert when it comes to brands of multivitamins and don't know which one's the best and which one isn't. However, it is something that I need to be taking and something that I recommend other people take. As when I read that fact in my personal training course about the nutrition and added sugar, it was really an eye-opener. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to click that thumbs up button. If you want to see my most recent video, click up here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, click right here.